Welcome to the TokyoBill Weekly Update, an end-of-week news brief on events in and around Japan. Today is February 22nd, 2025. Announced by authorities last week, a record amount of illegal drugs were found in an air cargo shipment in Narita Airport last July. A Guatemalan man was arrested for allegedly smuggling about 190 kilograms of stimulant pills hidden in the insulation of hot water tanks he had shipped from Guatemala. He was arrested in September when he came to pick up the shipment and was indicted in October. The stimulants are worth approximately 12.5 billion yen, around $81 million, and surpasses the previous record of 113 kilograms of stimulants found by Toyama Prefectural Police in 2023. Vietnam has promised to cooperate with Japan to address the issue of Vietnamese shoplifters in Japan. In November, Japanese police arrested members of Vietnamese shoplifting groups who allegedly stole items from drugstores and planned to send them back to Vietnam for resale. Vietnamese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Pham Thu Hang announced that relevant institutions in Japan will work closely with Japanese authorities on the issue. Japanese police suspect 2 Vietnamese individuals of leading these shoplifting activities, using communication apps to coordinate the thefts. The demand for authentic Japanese cosmetics has increased in Vietnam due to their high quality and a crackdown on fake products. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Forces, JS Kaga, has started its first operational mission as a light aircraft carrier during the Pacific Stellar 2025 naval exercise in the Philippine Sea, alongside the U.S. and French navies. Originally launched in 2017 as a helicopter carrier, Kaga has been modified to support F-35B Lightning II fighter jets, furthering Japan's naval capabilities. F-35B testing on Kaga in late 2024 confirmed the ship's readiness. Japan is acquiring 42 F-35Bs, with Kaga able to carry up to 12. This mission indicates a shift in Japan's defense strategy amidst rising regional threats and reinforces cooperation with allied forces. Akihiro Arimoto, whose daughter Keiko was abducted by North Korean agents in 1983, has died at 96. His wife, Kayoko, passed away in 2020. With his passing, only one parent of the remaining 12 abductees is still alive, Sakie Yokota, mother of Megumi Yokota. North Korea is believed to have abducted at least 17 Japanese citizens in the 1970s and 80s, 5 of whom were returned following a bilateral summit in 2002. At a supporters meeting on Sunday, a new policy is calling for stricter sanctions on North Korea if repatriation efforts fail. Keiko Arimoto, recently turned 65, remains in North Korea. Japan's financial regulators are considering changing the status of cryptocurrency to be treated like a financial product similar to stocks. This change would provide investors with more trading options in digital currencies, which have seen significant growth with over 10 million trading accounts now open. Currently, cryptocurrencies are just recognized for payments. If redefined as securities, issuers would need to share more financial information, and Japan might allow exchange-traded funds for crypto. The Financial Services Agency is discussing reforms with experts and aims to decide by mid-year, with more discussions likely before any laws are changed. Red-crowned cranes have returned to Hokkaido in large numbers, a welcome sight in the snowy northern plains. On Monday, about 120 cranes were seen foraging, their high-pitched calls filling the air. Known as tancho in Japan, these cranes are celebrated for their striking appearance, symbolizing longevity and good fortune. The cranes mainly inhabit wetlands across East Asia, particularly in Hokkaido, where conservation efforts have helped their population rebound after nearing extinction under pressure from climate change and habitat loss. Currently, they gather in cold fields to perform courtship dances, attracting many birdwatchers and photographers. However, with fewer than 3,000 cranes remaining in the wild, they are still considered endangered. Taiwan has welcomed Japan's decision to include both countries and regions in the nationality section of family registries. This change allows Taiwanese spouses married to Japanese nationals to register Taiwan as their place of origin. Currently, foreign spouses can only list countries as their place of origin. The Justice Ministry plans to amend the family registry law in May to include regions as well as countries. This change ensures integrity in the registration system and respects regional identities. Taiwan's foreign ministry praised the decision, noting it reflects the long appeals of people in both nations. However, China's foreign ministry expressed displeasure and urged Japan to follow the One China principle. Japanese archaeologists in central Turkey found heated iron ore from the Bronze Age, about 4,200 years ago, which may indicate early iron-making attempts. The team, led by Sachihiro Omura, analyzed metal pieces and discovered 2 made from heated iron ore and 1 from artificial iron. This suggests that iron-making attempts began nearly 1,000 years before the period commonly referred to as the Iron Age. The archaeologists also uncovered about 10 furnaces from the same period and wished to determine if they were used in iron-making. The team will report on their findings at the Tokyo National Museum on March 9th. Japan plans to increase its use of nuclear energy significantly to meet rising energy demands from sectors like AI and semiconductors. The new energy policy aims for nuclear energy to provide 20% of Japan's energy supply by 2040, up from 8.5% in 2023. This shift comes despite the lingering memories of the Fukushima disaster in 2011, which left Japan operating only 14 reactors compared to 54 before. Concerns remain about safety, cost, and reliance on overseas uranium supplies. Residents and environmental groups such as Greenpeace have criticized the nuclear plan due to the associated risks, but Japan is committed to reducing its carbon footprint while remaining reliant on overseas energy sources. The energy plan will be discussed in Parliament over the coming months. 3 hotel employees were found dead on February 18th in the Takayu Onsen area in Fukushima Prefecture, where high levels of toxic hydrogen sulfide gas and heavy snow made search efforts difficult. The men, a hotel manager in his 60s and 2 staff members in their 50s and 60s, went for a routine maintenance check on Monday but did not return. After an emergency call, they were located in the snow near the mountain trail entrance. Heavy snowfall was reported this week, with depths reaching 146 centimeters by Tuesday. Takayu Onsen is known for its sulfur hot springs and has a history of over 400 years. Japan's Consumer Affairs Agency will mandate that cashew nuts be listed on food labels and will recommend the same for pistachios starting in fiscal 2025 due to rising nut allergies. The Food Labeling Act currently requires the listing of 8 allergens and recommends 20 others. The agency's survey shows a notable increase in tree nut allergies, with cashew nuts ranked 7th. This rise in allergies is linked to increased nut consumption driven by healthier eating trends. The agency plans to offer more information about cashew nuts and pistachios, which can trigger more severe reactions than other allergens. And this week's event recommendation: Meiji Park Market, located between Sendagaya and Gaenmai stations, will host a special event on Friday featuring a collaboration between Kellen's Kitchen and Baby J's for a California burrito pop-up. Kaigan Brewery of Chiba Prefecture will provide craft beers as a tap takeover. This is a one-night-only event. where you can experience California-inspired dishes alongside Japanese craft beer. Entrance is free. Hope to see you there. The Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, IPLOPHEL, has teamed up with Japanese organizations such as JETRO and the Japan Patent Office to enhance local agencies' ability to spot counterfeit Japanese goods. A training seminar was held for the National Committee on Intellectual Property Rights, involving various government agencies and member companies, focused on identifying counterfeit automotive products, electronics, and machinery. Newly appointed IPLOPHEL Director General Brigitte da Costa Velduz shared plans to improve enforcement and streamline resolutions for IP disputes, including collaboration with e-commerce platforms. In 2024, authorities seized a record Philippine pesos 41 billion, over $700 million worth of counterfeit goods, showing a 52% rise from 2023. Suica and Pasmo cards are set to return. These prepaid cards are popularly used for paying train and subway fares. Just tap the card on the scanner at entry and exit gates. They are also used for convenient purchases at many restaurants, shops, and vending machines. In June 2023, a semiconductor shortage meant no more cards were issued. However, supply issues have been ironed out, and both companies will resume issuing unregistered Suica and Pasmo cards on March 1st. These cards require no personal information to be submitted and can be bought at most train stations via the ticket machines. Japan is leading the way in clean energy innovation with the development of the first titanium solar panel, promising to be 1,000 times more powerful than traditional solar panels. Researchers at the University of Tokyo created this panel using titanium dioxide and selenium, making it more efficient by improving the adhesion between these materials. Although titanium is expensive to produce, the research aims to lower costs using the element yttrium, which helps purify titanium. The challenge is to remove any traces of yttrium in the final titanium product, which would interfere with its energy transfer efficiency. Still, this new process could revolutionize renewable energy, making it more accessible and further our usage of clean energy. Nigerian police have arrested 11 individuals for involvement in romance and investment scams in Japan, resulting in losses of 150 million yen, or about $1 million. The scammers used social media to target victims, pretending to be military personnel or doctors and asking for money for customs fees. Scams also included fake investment opportunities and celebrity impersonation. The Japanese police linked at least 56 million yen to bank accounts in Nigeria. These arrests are a first, where suspects of crimes in Japan have been arrested overseas, following a joint international investigation. Tokyo bookstore Fujiya has closed after 102 years of operation. This closure reflects a trend in Japan where people are buying fewer books and magazines. Fujiya started in Setagaya Ward in 1923, moved 6 years later to Jiyogaoka, and reopened after being destroyed in World War II. Naomi Kadosaka, the 74-year-old third-generation owner, wished to keep the bookstore running and expressed her belief that paper books inspire imagination differently than electronic screens, but business simply hasn't been good. The Japan Publishing Organization reports that about 4,200 bookstores have closed in the last decade, with 10,430 remaining as of last December. That brings us to the end of news items for the week ending February 22nd. These stories and more you can read at theTokyoBill.com. I've been, and remain, Tokyo Bill. Thank you for listening, and take care.